This is kind of crazy. So, my husband died 5 years ago. He was a really nice dresser. He also loved to shop, so bad combination. So anyway, so he had so many shirts and so after he passed away, gave them to friends, husbands and his friends, anybody that would fit, and I still just had a million. And then one day, my granddaughter, Gracie, comes to me and she says, I need an apron for a truck. And I'm like, oh, I wonder. And this was my husband's favorite shirt. It's just, the cotton is just so soft and nice. But he'd worn it so much, the collar was getting worn. No one could wear it for a shirt, And so I thought, how could I make that into an apron? And so this is just what I did. And so it's just the simplest thing. So the plackets are the ties, and Gracie, she says, no, don't tie it, just button it. And so I did that today for Gracie, but anyway, she just loved it. And so then all the other kids, of course, they wanted one. And so I started making them for everybody. And in fact, if I forgot people, they were like, you didn't make me. Like, okay. So anyway, and they're just super simple. There's just not much to it, but I've just done dozens of them, but he also had a ton of ties, of course, shirts, because he was a businessman. He worked at the credit union, and so I had all these ties, and I gave the ties to my kids and my grandkids and stuff, but I had some left over when I got through, and I'm like, I might need a tie apron too. So I have some of those to remember him by. I don't know if I'll wear it, like a really plain dress at Christmas or something, maybe. But it's just fun to have. So I did that. But so I'll just kind of go through the steps, and it's just so simple. And anyone that sews is like, you don't need to tell me, I can see from the thing. So the first thing I always do is cut the pocket off, because I'm always afraid I'll end up, when I'm cutting it, mess up the pocket, because I don't want that messed up. And then I cut off the pockets and just make sure you have enough room, depending on how wide you want them, to just double it and hem it. So it's just super easy. So like I said, Gracie said, don't tie it, button it around. So I did that today, but usually tie it. Anyway, and so that's my first thing. And then after that part, oops, I did a little more on that one, I guess. I was thinking, I just didn't bring the other part. So you just cut it at the armpits, just cut it clear around right at the armpit. That's, unless you want it shorter, you can go shorter, but you can't go any longer, it turns out. So anyway, so that's, I forgot that was on that part. So just cut it clear around, and then the back becomes the front, and the front becomes the back. And so then you've got this piece, and then the two pockets in the pocket, and then you can cut the waistband you do it from a sleeve or higher up on the back. It works perfectly fine too. It depends, to me, if it stripes, because oh yeah, I do have a striped one. It's further down here, but when I did the striped one, this one was kind of fun. This was the first shirt I ever bought my husband. He wasn't my husband yet, he was my boyfriend, but I was at BYU and there was a store called Hoover's that had nice shirts, and so I bought him this. Well, I wanted the stripes to go that way, so I did the sleeve on that one. But this label was in the back of the collar, so I thought that was fun. Just Hoover's, I don't even know if it's still a store, but it was a kind of nice store then. Anyway, and when I do the waistband, I do some Pellon on it. You can if you want. You don't have to have an iron on, even if you don't want to, but I usually do that. And you can put the pocket where you want it. And so I called Terry the other day because I called my daughter and said, I need to grab some of your kids' aprons. And she said, you know, they'd be more useful if you put a top on them. Well, you know, I didn't. She tells me after I get them all made. But anyway, and so I called Terry, and I think this must be from Terry, because I asked her if I could borrow one, and then so this is one, and she had shown them before at one of our quilt shows. She had some hanging, and so that you would just actually use the front. And so, and also the pocket is cute because it's from the sleeve, the cuff of the sleeve. And so there are the buttons, the buttonholes from the sleeve cuff, but I thought that was really cute too. Yeah, and so then you just slip it over your head and you can unbutton it down as far as you need. So I was glad she brought that to show because it's just another little different way of using them. But I just love them because I liked my husband a lot. Anyway, so that one I've got. I didn't sew on the pocket yet on that one, but it's all the pieces to make it then. Probably no questions. If you have a question, you can raise your hand, but like it's basic, just basic. Just cut it up and sew it back together how you want it, you know. So this one's the one from his first shirt I gave him, and so I've got the pocket sewn on and the top gathered, on both sides, and then
you gather it a certain amount so that it just fits, or you just whatever it looks like.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I just gather the whole thing up and sew it on. I sew it on the front and flip it to the back. And so, and I brought that just to show you. And so I thought this was kind of a cute thing from the back of the neck too. So I thought, I don't want it on this green one, but I'm going to use it probably on some other shirt that I haven't made my own yet. People that really know me, I love purple, and there's a purple one that was, he would buy like special shirts or ties just because I loved them. I can't cut it right yet. It's only been 5.5 years, maybe one of these years I can actually cut the purple shirt. We'll see. I might not ever get that right, but it's in my closet. It's lavender gingham. I love the gingham ones, and I didn't have any gingham ones that my kids around here had. They're kind of one of my favorite. I have like red and white, and I've got more. I guess I have some that I didn't quite do, and I have Gracie's, but anyway, they're so cute because we get all kinds of gingham. But then I just pin it and sew that, and then you're done. Anyway, it's a good memory for the kids, and we like that. Anyway, so I'll just leave those up for a while and you can mess with them if you want to look at any of those too, but that's
What's about the Taiwan